Guys, we have our map.
Yes, we do.
It is Belshire Beach. A great choice by Lenok. I mean, I'm like, wait a minute. Marine King chose this map. We had Lenok pick Dual Sight, and then Marine King picked Belshire. A little bit of role reversal, a little bit here. But there are very few maps left. Belshire Beach, of course, if we go to an ace match, it's going to have to be all the maps anyway. So to pick Belshire here is okay. What type of strategy will we see from Marine King? Since he's chosen Belshire Beach, it's a smaller map, and there are only 2 starting points. It's a great map for 2 barracks play of any kind. 11-11 racks, 12-14. You can make it in your man and drop it onto the low ground. There's all sorts of different opportunities for 2 racksing on this map. Marine King's going to want to hope that he's at the bottom position, but we'll see where they spawn, what happens, what strategies get played. 1 win away for Prime to go to Las Vegas, and Lenok has to hold strong. Look at the win rate for Lenok, though. Looking really, really good with this matchup on this map, man.
Zerg versus Terran, MKP has his glasses on. Hairstyle's looking good as well.
It always is.
Belshire Beach coming up. GSTL FXO against Prime with Cult and Wolf. Let's get ready to rumble. To the top left in the red color, we have the King. He is the King of Marines, starting for Prime.
Marine King, Prime!
You can almost call him the undisputed King of Korea. Everyone respects this player more than anyone else in StarCraft 2. Everyone. And his opponent, we'll see in just a moment, the last hope
We
for FXOpen.
Had the song during the break. He is the last man standing. Is he going to take him down?
FXO, Lino!
Sure has a lot of work to do.
Yep, he's got to get 2 more wins against 2 really strong players. The first barracks has been made for Marine King, and I do not know what we will see next. The drone wants to come in here and scout. Unfortunately, though, is unable to. He's going to be able to pick away at this SCV a little bit, but he won't be able to see, is there a second barracks, is there gas?
If there's going to be a second barrack,
well, now he
lets it in.
He has to, because with the way you wall like this, it just occurs, unfortunately.
And that's the second barracks.
There it is, and a really nice position. The drone will not be able to escape and get out there.
That is so smart.
This is really smart. I was thinking maybe he'll put it on the low ground where the drone would expect it, but then to put it here is actually so cool.
That is really cool. You trap the drone inside, and then you build the barracks outside, because you know fully well your opponent is not going to send another drone over there.
No, he's not going to. Of course not. And as a result, pool going down here for Lenok, but
he's not cutting any corners.
Not cutting corners, not this time. Lenok is so good at holding 2 racks. I think he's the best player at holding 2 racks I've ever seen in this matchup. He seems so calm and collected. He knows how many drones to pull them, when to pull them.
The Overlord spots
There's
the
no
SCV.
Overlord to check for bunkering, though. And
he did see the SCV, though.
Yeah, so now he's going to send this drone. Close call, though. I was getting stressed out.
And he's like getting in there. Hey, hey, sup, son. And that SCV is not going to build anything. You know, it's already 2 damaged. First unit streaming towards the base of Lenok. The pool is done.
Indeed it is. 2 SCVs here to bunker. He only makes 4 Zerglings.
6 Zerglings right now, waiting for the lava. He's in position. He has to pull drones now, and he will. Second queen has not been started yet.
And he's not making any bunkers. Looks like he does not want to commit to this. He forces a spine crawler, though. More Marines are rallying across the map now. He's forcing a lot of units and even the spine crawler, but is not really committing to this. Repairs going off on the SCVs.
There's no bunker. He's taking his time right now, building additional Zerglings. Trying to catch his opponent's units off guard. Marine King only with a bit of pressure, not committing to this too heavily. No bunkers.
Yeah, I really like how he's done this. It's Lenok after all, man. He like forgot, and then halfway through the game he was like, oh, it's Lenok, I can't bunker him. It won't work.
Both
command center starting.
So cautious here.
Yeah, and more Zerglings being forced. The worker count now 21 to 14.
And this works in Marine King's favor.
Only 1 worker lost, and the spine is being repositioned, but with this many Zerglings, he should be able to save it.
He kind of needs to take this force down. He needs to do something with these lings.
Yeah, he has no gas, so he can't get speed, and if the Marine count gets any higher, then he's just not going to be able to kill them. Marine King looking really strong now as he lost no units.
He didn't lose a single one, and he forced a ton of Zerglings
It's
here.
23 Harvesters to 18 now, with 5 more drones just being made. The Zerglings kind of, at this point, not useful in any way. They're just too slow. He doesn't even have gas.
Even builds another Spine Crawler here. He's really afraid.
He has no way of scouting, so he thinks potentially there could be a 4 barracks follow-up.
Another command center. He's going for 3 command centers. He's just putting on this bit of pressure, saving the creep tumor here. I like this. I like this quite a lot.
He is making so... I mean, he's making another Spine Crawler, and Marine King has basically done everything he needed to do here. Perfect play, perfect build.
He's getting gas now. He wants speed. He needs speed.
He absolutely does need it. It's essential for him right now, and Marine King has gotten everything he wanted with this build. It could not have gone better for him. Nothing died. He forced 2 spines, a ton of units, and he didn't kill the hatchery. He didn't kill any drones, but, you know, he forced spines. 2 spines is 2 drones lost, man, and a bunch of Zerglings made are a lot of drones you don't have.
And at the same time, he just forced his opponent to build a lot of Zerglings. So at this point, we have Lenog not with a huge lead in Harvesters. He's actually behind with 32. Well, now he just takes the lead with the lava production kicking in 32 against 31. But with all the command centers that we now have for his opponent, we will have 3 mules. He can produce 3 SCVs at a time. And this wall at the front is beautiful. It can't. It's not
impervious,
bustable.
man.
You can't bust through this wall with banelings or whatever. So he is aware that he can just now make.
Doesn't have to spend any resources on anything but production, basically. Double factories going down for Marine King here. And as you're mentioning, all the triple mules, all the triple SCV production is all just going to stack up so quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
The one thing Marine King really needs right now, though, is a tech lab. He is going to have to move one of these barracks slightly to make a tech lab, and he does so just now at his wall. So he's going to have one place in his wall. It's a little bit weaker. Actually, with the way that the ramp works, where he put his tech lab, it's actually not able to be attacked by melee units. That's really cool positioning.
It's a really nice positioning here. We have already Blue Flame coming up, while Lenog is now nearly finishing his lair tech. He has Banelings on his way, the Baneling nest at least, and it's just droning up more and more. He needs the 3rd base at some point. 47 against 43 Harvesters. Just poking here a little bit.
Yeah, with that same group of Zerglings from earlier that he had before, he's now trying to make use of them in some way. I do not think the Baneling Nest is not going to be used aggressively. I highly doubt that we're going to see that. We have a Macro Hatch on the way, Evolution Chamber, and Spire Tech now, as well as Burrow. So it looks like he wants to use his trademark landmines, try to bait his opponent with the Mutalisk into the Burrowed Banelings.
He is so known for his Burrowed Baneling play, and a lot of players have caught up with it. But even if they know it, they have just to use so many scans in order to be safe that there are no Banelings at all. So he will lose scans, but with 3 orbitals, he definitely has the energy to use some of them.
Yeah, he's got energy to spare for sure. Engineering Bay going down now. The upgrade timings here are not going to be very different. Double Armories going down from Marine King. This is something that's becoming more popular in this matchup. We saw his teammate Maru do just this in TBT, but in TVZ this is much less common.
He's moving out here with 95 supply. The Zergling spotted. The Marine King is on the move.
Burrow is not done for this trap yet, so he's actually going to have to retreat with those slow Banelings. And no Baneling speed even started.
The army supply 50 against 18. The Spire is about to be done. 500 gas. He can get 5 Mutalisks, and he needs a lot more units now. He has the lava. He has 20 lava.
It's like he's relying on Burrow as a defense mechanism here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
And there's the scan. This was to be expected.
Oh, he scans again. He sees the Banelings Burrow, and Lenog is in a lot of trouble here, Caldor.
Oh, will he be able to hold, though? The Banelings with some good connects, but not good enough.
That was the best he could hope for with that many Banelings. The Zerglings are ready to come in for a second wave here. Marine King, I don't think, has enough to hold this. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very, very close, especially with most of the Hellions already dying. The Mutalisks come in as well, and he takes it. He takes down the army of Marine King. Lenog is able to fend this off. 53 Harvesters for both of them now. 30 additional links are being produced. Will Lenog now take the 3rd? He should.
Pretty even trade. Now, turrets going up for Marine King at this point. He's ready for the Mutas. There is a Hellion run by setup, but there's no 3rd base to run by.
He tries to intercept the drone for the 3rd.
And turret finishes just in time for the Mutas.
Perfect timing for Marine King.
More factories being added here. Marine King going into very mech-heavy play. As you can see, he's still going to be mixing Marines, and the Hellions getting caught in the middle of the map. And great crew spread, actually, for Lenok.
We have the third base now building. He is transitioning. Well, he is doing the move that he had to do. He's now trying to take a third. And he knows that his opponent is already on 3 bases, so it was really necessary for him to get another hatch into the game. And, Lenok now, +1 attack for the flies. He's going for the Baneling speed, while we have Marine King now getting +1/+1. As mentioned, with the double armory, we have him with Thor's, Stim, just getting a huge army here. 55 supply against 46 army supply, that is.
Yeah, this army supply is so similar, but I feel like Marine King's composition right now is so strong. His opponent's upgrades for his Zerglings are, he just has +1 Carapace as far as I know. Flyer attacks aren't done, the Baneling speed is not done. So things are, you know, as soon as Marine King's upgrades for his mech finish, if he pushes out at that moment, he might be able to kill Lenok, but he doesn't have to move out. He has so many different options right now, and it looks like he's not even going to pressure. He's just going to sit back, defend. He's probably going to even start making some bunkers at this location just to make sure his opponent can't attack. He's adding depots to make a form of wall, and it looks like he's changed his mind. Yeah, he's going to move out here.
He's going to move out, guys.
3 Thors at the time being produced back at home, so no Mutalisk counterattacks are really going to catch him off guard.
Trying to go for the run
Oh,
by
I like this by Lenok.
Are in position already. Very well done. And every unit counts here. This is what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. If Lenok loses, Prime will go to Las Vegas. They will go to the finals. But if Lenok pulls it off, he will have tied the series. Takes down more harvesters.
Oh man, great
and the
control
turrets.
by Lenok. But Marine King not even using a stim. He's going to have to scan to clean up the rest of these units, but
That
scan
is so
he does.
smart, just making sure that his opponent has to use a scan, borrowing these links, and he even has one link to the top right that is still not detected by the scan, not revealed. Look at
Marine
all these
King.
Banelings, 20 now, need more.
Marine King remains only 5 workers behind though after that harass, but his army supply is 91 to 73. He has a huge army he's moving out with now, and his mech units are heavily upgraded here.
Oh, the Mutalists have to be careful using immediately Magic Box, but there are not enough of them. And
Oh,
Marine
man.
King, he has 5 Thors now, 5, 6. I actually don't even know, he has 6 of them. And Lenok lost his entire army.
Yeah, I do not know.
That hurts so much.
I do not know what to say now, because Marine King lost a lot of crucial units. He lost so many units, but his Thors remain alive, and his Thor count is getting pretty high. He's now up to 6 Thors. He's making a 7th right now. He's got 2-2 on the way for his Thors. He's got +2 for his Marines about to finish. He's got this really strong composition that even though parts of it keep getting pulled apart and destroyed, he just continues to grow. His army gets larger and larger.
But how do you defend this? It's actually so hard to defend
You cannot
against
fight
this.
it. You have to force run-bys. You have to force turnarounds
It
until
is-
you get Hive Tech. There's no other way to fight this.
So much. You can't really attack with Mutalists. At the same time, with Zerglings, you have the problem there. Too many Blue Flame Hellions and Stimp Marines. And this third base is in so much trouble as Lenok uses another run-by to put pressure onto Marine King. Takes down his SCVs, but the third of the FXO Zerg player is now being attacked, and it will definitely fall.
The Roach Warren is finished. 9 Roaches are on the way. Roaches are one way to deal with Thors, but he just doesn't have the production he needs to get more of them out, and Lenok may be dead, Kaldor. His run-by had forced a lift, but he has been cleaned up. The supply 161 to 125.
Marine King on the move. He has 100 army supply.
He's trapping
against
Lenok's
60.
army. He's killing these Banelings as they morph, forcing cancels. Now 50 supply ahead with very much better
The
upgrades.
Prime team is hugging. They are actually cheering, and here comes Lenok's last stand. He's going in with Roaches, Mana Mules being called down, and Lenok down to 84 supply against 160.
It looks like that's it. GG! Prime will be going to the finals in Las Vegas. Marine King is on a tear right now. They're all so excited.
Prime has pulled it off. They go to the finals. They are up against StarTale in Las Vegas.
Great play in those games by Prime today.
Lenok wins against Beyond, but in the end it is Marine King who seals the deal. 5-2-3 in favor of the Prime team. And they are so excited. Marine King, he is so relieved. Just look at this guy. Look at this team. They are hugging. They were jumping up and down in the booth the entire time when Marine King was playing at the end with the second attack, and they still can't believe it. They are going to Vegas.
They are indeed. They look so happy, and they should, man. Marine King doing basically the perfect pressure in that last set, and then following it up greatly. Who is the story of Prime today? To pick an MVP, I think, is impossible.
Yeah.
Byun was important at times. Marine King was important. Even Creator played his role. FXOpen looking a little bit upset, of course, but there's always next time.
This is really... Well, and still this decision, this one decision in the FXO team, putting Choya instead of something that a lot of people
Choya will have to live with that for the rest of his life, man.
Yeah.
He's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life.
It's not guaranteed that Oz would have won, but this is definitely a decision that was a bit weird to some people. But in the end, well, Choya had really good results recently, but they are just so disappointing. You could see it in Lenok's eyes when he lost the game and he knew that it was already over, tried to defend, but wow, there were so many close moments. Lucky against Byun. This could have ended in Lucky's favor. This was definitely a game that Lucky could have won. And, well, could have, would have, should have. It doesn't really matter. It is Prime who goes to the finals, and they played so well today.
They played so well. I'm really happy for them. They're a team that has always been very close-knit. FXOpen has as well. But I saw today Prime looked like the better team. They're the team that will be advancing. FXOpen had a lot of really nice strategies. The decision-making, the risks that Choya took today are something that are brave and something to admire, in fact. The risk that Choya took, not only to play, but the order in which he plays players when he pulled out Lucky, was a very risky choice by him. But it was smart, and it paid off. It just was not enough. They could not quite reach it.
Marine King proved himself once again. He proved that his team can always fall back on him if need be. He was the one defeating Lenok, claiming victory. A quick look at today's games. We had Boom Boom opening for the Prime team, taking 2 wins against Gumiho and ASD, 2 Talon players, before Lucky stepped up, went into the booth and tied this series. But from this point on, everything spiraled down for FXO.
Yeah. You know, the turning point, I think, was when Byun came out. Showed the Cloud Kingdom game with Byun. That was the turning point. And then Choya tried to be a hero and unfortunately was not able to quite be the hero that his team needed at that time. And things spiraled from there. Lenok did the best that he could and, in fact, played extremely well in both of his games, but was not able to take the game.
The strategy by Marine King, it was so well played.
So well
especially
executed.
This attack at the beginning, just trying to double barracks, going in there, forcing a ton of Zerglings and just going back again, transition into mech. Marine with mech support, it was just great
composition, very fast third base that he took very safely. He took a lot of risks in that game, but they paid off, and he did them so well. It was so well executed.
And Lenok was afraid. He built 2 Spine Curls. He was not exactly sure what is going to happen, and he just wanted to play very safe. And this is something that Marine King completely exploited.
Yeah, he completely exploited Lenok's patience, his ability to play safe. Marine King just faked him out so well. It was so well executed. Everything went Marine King's way in that game. And we're going to have an interview, of course, with our coach and our MVP who, you know, it's hard to say who that will be. I don't actually know.
결승 대진이 완성이 되었습니다. 스타테일 콘티가 결승에서 만날 팀은 바로
It's actually
프라임입니다.
Marine King. The player who won the last match took down the last player for the FXO team.
네, 정말 팀에서 에이스 역할을
Basically, congratulations, Marine King.
오늘 기분 어떠세요?
You were the ace for the team today. How do you feel?
솔직히 제가 4번째로 나왔는데도 너무 긴장이 많이 돼가지고 손이 막 벌벌 떨리면서 격려하는.
He came out as the 4th player today and he was really nervous. His hands were shaking.
밤새고 정말
And
70게임을
he actually stayed up all night apparently.
그래서 저는
in order to come up with a strategy, so apparently they really expected him
오늘
to
꼭 이길
face
자신이 있었기
Lenok.
때문에 그것만 믿고 그대로 해서
He was very confident, believed in himself and his abilities to win the game.
노력을 너무 많이 하셨군요.
And he thinks
지금도
that
굉장히
this
흥분이
is
가라앉지
the
않으신
reason
것
why he
같은데요.
was
저한테도 다 느껴지네요. 오늘 멋진 경기 보여주셔서
so
많은
happy.
팬들도
Yeah, he
너무
does.
다들 기뻐하실 것 같고요. 요즘 MLG 연속 우승도 하시고 기세가 정말 대단하신데 이제 정말 준우승의
You also
역할을
won
벗어나는
MLG
건가요?
recently.
일단
And it seems that you've escaped your second place jinx. How do you feel?
GSTL이라고 생각합니다. 그리고
Since he won MLG, the only remaining thing for him is to win the GSL. That's at least how he feels.
하게 제가 많은 역할을
I
됐는데
completely understand.
이번에는 꼭 우승해가지고 저희 감독님한테도
Last time he made many mistakes when they were in the finals. So they got second place,
최고의
and at
팀이
this
됐으면
time
좋겠습니다.
he's going to
그렇군요.
improve
이정우 선수 정말
and
각오가
will
대단한
help
것
his team
같습니다.
to win the
이번
championship.
GSTL 좋은 결과 있길 바라겠고요.
Yep.
또 앞으로도 멋진 경기
Oh, man.
펼쳐주셔서 좋은 결과들을 계속
Such good play
만들어내실
from
거라고
Ranking today.
믿습니다. 이정우 선수 미국 되게 많이 가보셨을
To me,
텐데
Bjorn was the
라스베가스는 처음이죠.
Yeah, Bjorn was to me too, but Ranking
뭐가
was the
제일
finisher.
기대되세요?
You've been to America a lot of times, but this is your first time going to Las Vegas.
그런데 라스베가스 물어보니까
It's his first time in Las Vegas.
강남보다 훨씬 더 좋다고 하더라고요. 그래서 제가 강남을 가봐서 이렇게 좋은 곳보다 더 좋은 게 있을까라고 생각했는데
He says that Las Vegas he thinks is better than Gangnam.
그렇군요.
He says he can't imagine it, but
환상적인 모습을 보시게
I don't
될
know,
겁니다.
Ranking. I think Gangnam is better. I don't know. I think Gangnam's better.
자, 이제 라스베가스에서 만날 스타테일 컨틱 한번 만난 적이 있죠? 한마디 해주시죠.
Some words to StarTale.
그리고 박현우 선수 모두 저한테 안 됩니다. 제가 선봉으로 나가서 5킬 그냥 올킬 해버릴 수도 있는데 그러면 재미없으니까 중간쯤에 나와가지고 그냥 팀의 승리.
He said, Bomber and Squirtle, you have no chance of beating me.
네, 멋진 자신감 보여주시는 이정은 선수 라스베가스에서 보여주실 그 활약 기대해 보겠습니다. 제가 같이 가서 현장에서 못 보는 게 너무나 아쉬울 정도네요. 네, 너무 감사드리고요. 그리고 박예식 감독님 정말 축하드립니다.
She said that she's really sad
네,
she can't
감독님
go to Vegas
두
to see
시즌
the
연속
finals and live.
결승입니다. 정말 축하드리고요. 이제는 프라임이 결승에 올라가는 게 기적이 아닙니다. 어떠세요?
저희가 저번 시즌도
How do you feel that you
올라갔지만
advanced to the finals?
저희는 기적을 이렇게 만들어내는 팀이라고 그렇게 말씀을 많이 해주시지만
Last time it
저희
felt
팀
like a
모두가
miracle,
정말
but
노력을
this time it
열심히 해요.
doesn't
그렇기
feel like one
때문에
anymore.
노력은 결코 배신하지
Be
않는다는
confident.
말이 있잖아요. 그렇기 때문에 저희 팀 모두 정말 열심히 노력했으니까 이런 결과가 있다고 생각하고 저희 팀 선수들도 아마 알 거예요. 그렇기 때문에 저희는 더 열심히 할 겁니다.
This time it's not a miracle
아무도
to him.
넘보지
This time it's just because the players worked really hard,
그때
and he
저희가
thinks
다
that they
같이
deserve to
정말 노력한
reach the
거를
final
여러분 팬 여러분께
because of all the hard work that they put in.
보답을 해드리도록 하겠습니다.
그렇군요. 정말 노력보다 큰 무기는 없는 것 같습니다. 감독님, 이거는 조금 다른 질문인데 아까 인터뷰 때 왜 저를 감쪽같이 속이지 못하셨나요? 몰래카메라 오늘 실패해서 스태프들이 너무 슬퍼했어요.
이게 좀 제가 좀 딱딱하게
In the first interview, you tried to pull a prank on me, but you failed.
좀 더 저는
What
좀
went
더
wrong?
이렇게 오버를 해주면은 이렇게 장단을 맞출 생각했었는데 이게 좀 뭔가 좀 안 맞았던 것 같아요. 그래가지고
그렇군요.
They were
감독님이
trying
너무
really hard to pull it
젠틀하셔서
off.
사실 좀 어려운 일이었던 것
But they
같은데
were apparently
몰래카메라
fighting too
조금
weakly in
아쉽지만
his
저는
opinion.
개인적으로 감사하다는 말을 전하고 싶고요.
And he was sorry
네,
that
다음
he's sorry that
결승상대
the
스타테일
fans and the
컨틱입니다.
staff
지난
was
6주차에
disappointed.
만나서 5대4
Oh,
박빙의
she didn't
대결을
fall for it.
했었는데요.
Well, you know,
다시
I
한번
thought
이길 자신
I
있으신가요?
thought Gerard did a better job than Choya in that.
스타테일이랑 결승에서 이제 또 다시 이렇게 붙게 되는데요. 누가 됐든 간에 저희는 정말 최선을 다할 거고 저희 선수들한테도
The
오늘
last finals it was a really
저희는
tight
지금
match,
정말 강합니다.
5-4.
그 강한 이유는 아까도 말했지만 저희가 모두 열심히 했기 때문에 강한 거기 때문에 저희는 결승 우승 트로피 들어올리는
This time he
전까지
believes
그 긴장감 놓치지 않고
it will not
우승한
be
후에
that close
라스베가스의
because they work
그
very hard and they're very,
우승을
very
말한 강남보다
confident that
그
they
좋은
can take on
그거를
StarTale.
만끽할 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
그렇군요. 결승전 정말 너무너무 기대되고요. 자, 이제 두 번째 오른 결승입니다. 이번엔 우승하셔야죠. 마지막으로 각오 한마디 부탁드리겠습니다.
He will try to win the championship so
이틀
that all the
전부터
players
되게
will be able to
설쳤어요.
enjoy Las Vegas, which is supposed to be even nicer.
경기가 아직 하지도 않았는데 너무
Man,
긴장돼서
I'm telling you, Koreans know what's good. I mean, I don't know how they're really gonna feel when they get there, but
아까 이정훈 선수가
Gangnam's a great place.
정말 밤을
I'm glad I share the
또
opinions of
연습을
these
이렇게 하는
guys.
거예요. 네. 그때 저는 방에 들어가서 이렇게 누워서 잠을 먼저 잤는데 잠은 안 오더라고요.
I don't really
밖에서 하니까
admit
계속
that I've never been there.
키보드 두드리는
You've
소리가
been there
나더라고요.
before. I was there with you
아침까지
once.
그게 계속됐는데 아침에 일어났는데도
Oh, that wasn't.
레더를
Yeah, from
계속
what I
해가지고
remember.
장현우
Okay.
선수가 1등이었는데 1등은 장현우 선수 위에 남겨두고 그 다음까지 키우고 그 다음 아이디까지 또 이제 순위권을 올려놓고
Basically,
그러고 나서
Marine
저희
King
팀 주장 문학수 선수한테
was practicing so late last night because he really wanted to practice. He couldn't sleep, so he just kept practicing. He said all through the night, I kept hearing the sounds of Marine King's keyboard because he was basically training so late.
그리고 저희 팀 모두 잘하기 때문에 만약 이정훈 선수가 아니더라도
That is so
이정훈 선수가
cool.
잘할 수
He
있는 것도
finally went to
모두가
sleep at some point, and when he woke up, Marine King was still
이번
sitting
결승
there
때
practicing.
저희가 이번에 TT 스포츠랑 OCZ가 후원사를 해주었는데 올해 시작에 후원사를 받고부터 저희가 성적이 굉장히 좋아요. 정말 열심히 저희가 한 것도 있겠지만 후원사에서도 굉장히 많은 도움을 주고 있고 이번에 라스베가스도 저희 전원이 갈 수 있도록 TT 스포츠랑 OCZ에서도 비행기랑 경비랑 많은 부분을 지원해 주기 때문에 이 자리를 비서로 다시 한번 감사를 드립니다.
Because there's been a kind of a trend. They recently became sponsored by TT Esports, and ever since that moment, the Prime team has been doing better and better. So he really wants to
인터뷰할
thank
때 항상
them.
느끼는 거지만요. 정말 감동을 제가 받게 되는 것 같네요. 결승 정말 너무너무 기대하겠고요. 다시 한번 결승 진출 축하드립니다.
I can't tell if he's tired or happy.
시즌 연속 결승에 올라간
He stayed up the entire night.
만나봤습니다. 저는 다음 시즌에 다시 인사드리겠습니다. 박상현 캐스터 나와주세요.
Well, that was our interview, and really, you can see. I think he's happy, but you can see a lot of tiredness and a lot of relief in Marine King. He wanted to be the one who shut out the final player, and he was able to do that with beautifully executed build. Actually, looking back at that game, I couldn't even see any real mistakes in his play. I couldn't really find any. I mean, he just looked so solid. Everything, even his tech lab positioning on his wall, was just flawless.
Yeah,
everything was beautifully executed. You
really
could tell
amazing.
he practiced it all night. All night.
And they will probably have a little bit of a celebration today, but I'm really sure that they are going to train for the final.
I wonder if they'll celebrate in Gangnam.
To have a direct comparison to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so when they go a few days later, they can see, like, all right, I think Las Vegas might be better. I don't know.
We have our final, ladies and gentlemen. We have Prime against StarTale.
It should be an awesome match. You know, I feel like StarTale has more depth. Like, all of their players kind of have some depth to them, whereas the team of Prime has, like, a very set number of star players that always come out for the most part.
Yep.
You just kind of know what to predict, but StarTale is a little bit less predictable. Both teams are just so strong. The final will, of course, be the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas, USA, and it will be on 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in America, of course, and in Korean Standard Time, that is 9 a.m. So early in the morning if you're in Korea, but if you're in America, it's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard.
It doesn't really matter where you live, guys. If you have to wake up in the middle of the night, I really don't care. If you miss this, then I don't know. This is just... The semifinals, they were epic. But the final should even top this. I'm so excited about StarTale against Prime. I was basically waiting all week to cast the GSTL semifinals here with Wolf, and those matches did not disappoint. It was just amazing to see yesterday's game, today's match, and the final. It will be so great. It will be epic.
Yeah, it really will be. I just cannot wait, man. It's going to be great. It's a few days away.
Yeah.
So you can spend this time actually watching the rebroadcast of old GSTL games of some of these teams, get kind of some highlights. It's going to be every day next week, Monday through Friday, at 1 p.m. Korean Standard Time and 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time. So check out those rebroadcasts if you're interested. It should be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, definitely will be. And yeah, that's kind of it for us. I think the next time that you see us, we will be in Las Vegas.
It's going to be awesome. I can hardly wait. See you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. This is the GSTL with Caldor and Wolf.